I identify my learning and development needs in a variety of ways. The first thing that I need to point out is the point of reflection. I always, for a moment, step back and look at the piece of work I've undertaken. That could be on a transaction, or it could be an advisory work, and then establish whether what my strengths are, where my weaknesses are, and whether those weaknesses are of a technical, legal nature, or indeed are much more softer behavioural skills that require addressing, such as communication skills. The other way I identify my needs is on a much broader, holistic way, where I will look at the area of practice that I carry out. The work I do is very much in the public sector. Public law and regulatory law are key. So those are the sort of areas that I would look into by way of alerts, for example, or periodicals, or monthly updates that come my way. But the most important thing is, for those alerts, you have to be on top of things, not to let those alerts simmer away and where you haven't actively looked at, because it just then becomes an overflow and very difficult to manage. The other much more informal way I would identify my learning and development needs is on the client feedback front. I have many internal clients, and they provide me with feedback after every particular advice work, and I need to establish from them whether I've pitched it at the right level, whether the work I've undertaken has allowed them to achieve their strategic objectives. So that's a very useful and effective way of identifying my learning and development needs.
So at the beginning of a year, of the training year, I would sit down and look at the new course brochures and see if there are any courses or conferences that I want to go on. I'm a member of a committee, so I get some CPD through attending committee meetings, so I see when those committee meetings are and how much CPD I'm likely to get through that. And then, as I'm 15 years post-qualified, if I decide I want some coaching or mentoring, which is a good way for me to get CPD, I'll look forward to that year to see when I can fit some in and if I can book it in advance.